Hello guys, so we're gonna be watching an amazing game between two great players in Stormgate. First we have a French player from StarCraft 2, this is Denver. He used to play Zerg in StarCraft 2, he was actually quite decent in that game and with that race, but now he's playing him in Vanguard. And his opponent is Subtle Things. I don't really know much about this player, but he's playing Infernal Host. And this map is Broken Crow. It's pretty balanced, to be honest. It has speed camps with these guys here and also vision towers and resource towers as well with Luminite. So this map allows pretty much for any playstyle that you can have in Stormgate. You can play aggressively, you can just sit on two bases, and this is very easy also on this map to take the third base because you can just cut the trees here and you can also just roam around the map and farm creeps. So this is a really well balanced map. I think it was the first one for beta, so this is also my favorite. And then we're just going for a standard first expand as Human Vanguard. This is a pretty common strategy nowadays because it allows you to build your economy pretty quickly and also just start playing Axis. And his opponent, on the contrary, he's going for a first push with one Brute and also one Hexen. This is not really like a big deal, to be honest, because, well, with two units in Stormgate you don't really do much damage, but he's also expanding behind all of that, so it's just like gonna be trying to maybe like get one worker or two. But Blobs are pretty tough actually, they have 130 HP, they can also repair each other pretty much just as SCVs in StarCraft 2 used to do, so it's not gonna be that easy to kill even a single one of them. And there's also gonna be the first Lancer out from the barracks, so the Infernal player is just trying to cause some damage, but probably it's not gonna happen. But at least he's getting some mining time, right? Because these workers are gonna be busy repairing each other and not getting this Luminite to the base. So yeah, first Lancer is here. Bob Overcharge is activated, so he's just trying to get that one Brute, but obviously it's not gonna happen. And maybe the Infernal player can just disengage, but actually he's bringing another unit and now he's gonna be trying to besiege that base, but this is not really a big army and there is going to be a sentry post very quickly, so even though he's just trying to cause some pressure on his opponent, I don't really think this is working out very well, and Denver already has a nice economic advantage. And yeah, with this Basso cannon it's just going to be impossible. He might lose one Brute, but it's fine, he at least gets some Fiends and he just disengage and maybe start clearing out some creeps on the map. But again, behind all of that, he was also building his own shrine, so he has his second base, and it's gonna be fine for this Infernal player. So let's just speed up this game quite a bit, because at this stage of the game, basically players are just trying to get ahead with their economy, and they're not really doing many interesting things, to be honest. For Infernals, it's quite normal to just build as many guns as they can, and they will also be taking to tier 2 to get the Magmadones, and we're gonna see them in this game. For Vanguard, you just normally build a couple of barracks and just go for mass exos. These are just shooting units, pretty much like Marines in StarCraft 2. They can kite really well and they are also very cool in the way they look and also how they shoot, and they are pretty just, you know, really cool units in general. So not really much to say about them. This is a pretty generic unit design, to be honest, with this exo shooter. But there are also some Vanguard units that might get featured in this game later on. So the dog is doing some scouting, but probably not going to be able to run away from those fiends because they have a speed buff from that creep camp. And yeah, but maybe he's going to be able to at least get some intel on what's going on the Infernal's base. But yeah, it checks that there is no third base in this location, but the problem is that the red guy already has the base here in this location, which is very easy to defend. He just cut through the trees, and this is a nice high ground position as well, so it's really convenient if you want to just set up a good defensive line there. So, but for now, everybody is just doing what they are supposed to do in Stormgate, just clearing the map, getting some extra resources, maybe just checking for, you know, for the enemy's position, for the enemy's build order, but nothing really special so far. Well, the Infernal player already has the Greater Shrine, so at this point he should be building something interesting, and there's going to be Magmadones. He's also making the upgrades, Blake Axes for guns, so now they're going to be infesting every single unit they touch with their axes. And this is pretty cool because the Infernal player is going to be able to spawn some Fiends here and there after they kill the creeps or when they kill Vanguard's units, but Vanguard units are also happen to be quite chunky. They have a really nice armor. So for example, this mainline infantry has 5 armor. Axes, they are quite squishy on the contrary. They have 0 armor whatsoever, but they can kite really well, and it's not gonna be a problem for Denver to disengage. And also, there's gonna be a medic soon on the battlefield as well. There are no medevacts in StarCraft 2. You have to rely on medic that operate on the ground, so they are quite vulnerable, but still, this is something. And Infernal player is just probably amassing for a big attack. He's making like a really big army right now, and he's gonna be trying to besiege this third base. There's gonna be a sentry post very soon, and feels like Denver knows about it, so he's gonna be just getting back with all of his units, but there's gonna be some damage for sure. So Basso Cannon is ready. It's really dangerous to engage here for Infernal Host, but he has first Magmadon, so he can try to stun those units and maybe just get a nice surround on them. But yeah, it's not gonna be easy for him for sure. Just activating the ability, but no targets in sight, so this was a miss micro by Red Infernal player. Denver is doing just a great job disengaging all the time. He's just trying to kite and feels like he's holding very nicely so far, but still needs to be extremely careful, because for Vanguard you just must make sure that you are not losing any units whatsoever, especially in such a tough situation when you're being besieged. And yeah, it's gonna be a big fight right now, and this Magmadon is actually getting to the chunk of this army. He's gonna be stunning some of them, but feels like still there is just a nice defense over here. And yeah, Vanguard player is just doing his best, and Infernals just have to retreat, because pretty much the Red Infernal player lost all of the tanking forces. He has only 1 Brute, and all those guns are pretty squishy, so you don't really want to engage just with them. You need some mid-shield for these units. But at the same time, he's also taking the 4th base, so his economy is in a really good place, and I feel like he's just a little bit ahead of Denver, and he feels really nice about it. But he just needs to make sure that the Vanguard player is not expanding, he's not making a giant army, because this is a problem for Infernals in the late game. Vanguard army is just much better, just it just has more quality overall. So there are first imps. This is just workers for Infernal race, but they can also use a flame on ability, and they're gonna be working the same way as Banelings do in StarCraft 2. So it's gonna be a chunk of kamikaze units here. So let's see how we're gonna be trying to get this army so far. Okay, so they're trying to jump, but nice connections here and there actually, to be honest. This was very nice by the Infernal player, but still very decent kiting by Denver. He's just trying to go back. There's already 1 medic on the position, but still losing almost all of his axes. This is actually pretty tough situation for this guy that he needs to defend, because this base is crucial for his economy. He just can't retreat further back to his 2nd base. And this sentry post is doing wonders, because without this Basso cannon, I feel like there was just no chance for him to survive, to be honest. I feel like this would have been a defeat for Denver, but still, he holds strong. He is almost the same supply as his opponent, but he needs to be extremely careful with his every move that he makes in this game. He's trying to take the 4th base, seems like, but well, I'm not really sure about that, because his army is not that great anymore. He lost quite a bit of his expensive units, and with Vanguard faction specifically, you need to make sure that you are not losing units at all, because they have veterancy, and veterancy makes your army so much better if you just manage to keep all of your experienced fighters alive. But he's trying to engage right now on the high ground, and there's 1 Magmadon that's tanking all the damage. He's also trying to stun some of the Lancers here, and yeah, it doesn't really look good for Denver. He's just trying to disengage once again. Guns are aggressively pushing him back to the base, trying to pin him up against the wall, but I don't know if it's gonna work out actually. But yeah, there's quite a bit of units on the Infernal player right now. The Red is just trying to get this base, and it feels like he's gonna be successful with it. He's also taking the 5th location at the same time, so Denver is in a lot of troubles right now. He needs to somehow stabilize on that location, save it some way, somehow. Imps are coming, they're just gonna be exploding. And yeah, they get a couple of units, they get 1 Lancer, they get 1 Axa, but this is not really the damage that the Infernal player was looking for. But still, this is really nice. We have a first Hellborn on the battlefield. This is a siege artillery unit, so he's quite powerful, but he's also quite costly, and you need maybe like 4 or 5 of them to be actually meaningful on the battlefield. Because, well, they do quite a lot of damage, but they're also medics on the battlefield, so I don't feel like the Vanguard player is gonna ever feel that. So yeah, but still, some extra damage is also really nice for the Infernal player. So, but he can't really engage without the mid shield, so he lost all of the Magmadons, he lost all of the Brutes right now, but there are also some imps from the left side, so it could be really seeing them trying to jump on the whole army and actually gonna be getting some axes. Nice shots, nice connections here, but is it gonna be enough for Vanguard this time, or for Infernal maybe, because now it seems like he's pushing forward, he's getting some of the workers here, and oh my god, no, not the corner, please. So Denver just trying to go back, but this was, I think, like a mistake, like big one, because he lost so many hit points on all of these units, but he's still kiting really well. I can see his StarCraft 2 skills kicking in action, so looks really nice for him still. But losing the 4th base, I don't think this is gonna be a nice situation for Denver anymore, because, well, you need some kind of economy. We're already 12 minutes into this game, and this base is gonna be mined out very quickly, so maybe like a couple of minutes and it's gonna be empty, so needs new locations, desperately needs them, but there's gonna be another fight here. Well, the front player is also taking a big risk here, because he doesn't really have many extra units with the AoE damage, only the Magmadons, and Denver so far is doing an amazing job of just kiting back and forth, and oh my god, getting a bit of stuns here, but I feel like he's just doing an amazing split anyway, and oh my god, is he actually gonna be able to do that? He gets all of the Magmadons, and there's just gonna be a couple of imps to support this Gaunt army. So maybe it's gonna work out this time for the Infernal player. He needs to go for a big surround, I feel like. Just needs to go for the back maybe, because he's just trying to engage, you know, on just one single front line, just directly. It doesn't seem to work that well. Of course he has a better economy, he's already saturated his 5th base, but still, I would love to see him doing like some drops, maybe some run buys on another base, but he's just trying to do that directly and not really get why, but well, it's not working so far. It seems another imp's going. This time not a single one connecting, so Denver is just pushing back, and it feels like he's actually gonna be able to make a small comeback here. It feels like the army of the Infernal Host is just gonna disappear from the battlefield right now. Not a single soul alive, and oh my god, Denver is just holding so well against that. He's gonna clear out some creep camps, and I think for the first time in this game he has a supply advantage. 20 supply advantage, that's nice. That's gonna be enough, I feel like, for the next counterattack from him. He still needs to be extremely careful, but now he has veteran units. You can see that they have this extra HP, weapon damage, and also weapon range, but I don't feel... feels like it's just not implemented yet in this game, because it says 0 weapon range, but maybe sometime later, or maybe they'll get another upgrade. I don't know. So far, yeah, but at least they get the HP and weapon damage, which is something, and it's something that's gonna be very helpful for Denver in this game later on. So for the Infernal player, he's getting more guns, he's getting some Magmadons, so looks like a nice army once again. He managed to rebuild pretty quickly, but yeah, he needs to be much more careful this time, because Denver also has a gigantic army in this engagement, so he's trying to engage once again, but no, Magmadons, only 2 of them, that's certainly not enough, and you need something else. You need maybe like a good surround with imps, or just coming from the backside. I don't know, but feels like the red Infernal player is just a bit lost in this situation. So it's gonna be probably final engagement, because Denver army is just so much bigger. There are also some imps coming, and oh my god, they're gonna get some nice connections here, but it still feels like not enough. 50 supply difference, and Denver is just pushing and pressing Infernal player up against the wall, and I think this is gonna be it, because there just nothing left to defend this base, and this is it for this match. Denver takes his victory. He just made a really nice hold at all of his bases, at this base, around this location as well, and in the end he managed to become victorious in this match. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoy my Stormgate cast, subscribe for more, and also check out the guides I make on this game so that you can play better yourself. Thank you for watching, have a nice day, and see you next time.